Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Last 2-minute report, NBA stands by controversial calls in Warriors vs Rockets game. As they do for every close game, the NBA released their last 2-minute report for Wednesday night's NBA Cup quarterfinals matchup between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. That game, if you missed it, was a 91-90 victory for the Rockets, but it was covered in controversy. Jonathan Kuminga was called for a loose ball foul with 3.5 seconds remaining, the Warriors leading by 1 point, and the ball 80 feet from Houston's basket. It was the type of call you never see made, and Steve Kerr was rightfully incensed after the game. The last 2-minute report covers, as the name suggests, the final 2 minutes of the game, with the refs reviewing all the calls and non-calls to determine which were called, or non-called, accurately. Despite the controversy, the NBA is sticking with their ruling, labeling Kuminga's late foul of Jalen Green a correct call, and noting that Kuminga, GSW, reaches over Green, HOU, in an attempt to get to the ball and pulls his shoulder down. This is not surprising. By the letter of the law, nearly every single loose ball scrum results in a foul. The Warriors' argument against the call is not that it was a play without contact, but rather that it's a play that's made over and over again without a whistle. Interestingly, the league also labeled the loose ball chaos from a few seconds prior as a correct non-call, noting that Van Vliet, HOU, makes clean contact with the ball as Peyton 2, GSW, makes the pass. Videos are linked to each play in the report, and I've got to say, I am trying to remove any bias here, but I truly do not understand how one of those plays is a foul and the other is not. The league also ruled that Brandon Podziemski's 3 at the buzzer, which was partially blocked, was correctly not called a foul. That said, the last 2-minute report did uncover a pair of missed calls, with one benefiting each team. Against the Warriors, the league determined that Golden State should have been whistled for a 5-second violation prior to Podziemski's attempt, as Podziemski did not inbound the ball within the 5-second limit. And against the Rockets, the league ruled that, just 2 seconds before the Warriors were called for a shot clock violation with 1:39 remaining, Dilon Brooks should have been hit with a defensive 3-second violation. Needless to say, that would have been a massive call. Instead of the Warriors turning the ball over, they would have had a free throw to push the lead to 7, and a reset of the shot clock. Even though the NBA stands by their call, it will do little to ease the anger of the Warriors or their fan base. Basketball is the epitome of a sport called on feel rather than by the strict rules, or else everyone would foul out in the first quarter, and it's hard to find a case that the final seconds were officiated within the spirit, or consistency, of the sport. Hub, Warriors to host Mavericks on Sunday after NBA Cup loss vs Rockets. The Golden State Warriors' hopes of competing for the NBA Cup championship in Las Vegas came crashing down on Wednesday night, after a heartbreaking 91-90 defeat against the Houston Rockets. It was a dramatic finish, with a controversial loose ball foul call against Golden State giving Houston the go-ahead free throws that would win them the game. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr was left irate about it during his post-game presser. With the loss, the Warriors are officially eliminated from the midseason tournament. They'll now return home where they will host the Dallas Mavericks at the Chase Center for just another regular season game on Sunday. Although it may not have the stakes of a tournament championship, this consolation matchup should have the Warriors plenty motivated. Former Warrior Klay Thompson returns to the Bay Area as a member of the Mavericks for the second time this season, adding a layer of intensity to the contest. While their first meeting in November featured extravagant pre-game festivities and a thrilling 120-117 Warriors victory, this time the focus will likely remain on the court, as Golden State looks to bounce back after a frustrating tournament exit. For more on this and other news around the NBA, here is our latest news roundup for Thursday, December 12th. The pattern of scoreless droughts down the stretch has to be addressed or else we'll be a mediocre team, Curry said. I'll take responsibility for not being able to get us organized and not being able to finish plays. Ball's in my hands. I got to make shots. But I think we can all address certain sets that can get us into better shot creation type opportunities, knowing how teams are trying to guard us, especially the last 5 minutes. We're talking about it. We're experimenting. That'll be the defining point of our entire season. If we figure it out or if we don't. Because we're playing well enough to win most games. That's a good sign and a bad sign. Rockets veteran Dilon Brooks' savage message to Warriors during Jalen Green presser. Whether intentional or not, Houston Rockets veteran Dilon Brooks crashed Jalen Green's post-game interview after they beat the Golden State Warriors 91-90 in the NBA Cup's quarterfinals. After eliminating the Warriors on Wednesday, head coach Ime Udoka pointed to the Rockets' relentlessness as a catalyst to edging out Golden State. At the same time, Brooks was eager to send them home. His voice can be heard in the background during Green's post-game interview, per Locked on Rockets' Jackson Gatlin. Send they a*** back to Golden State, send they a**s back to Golden State. Dilon Brooks in the background while Jalen Green was speaking with the media following the Rockets' NBA Cup win over the Warriors, via @JT Gatlin. After the Warriors' Stephen Curry missed a three that would have given his team the lead, the Rockets regained possession on a loose ball foul toward the end of the fourth quarter, sealing the one-point win. After the victory, Udoka said his team's never-give-up attitude made all the difference. We're gonna continue to fight and not give up. Got stops when we needed to, hit big shots when we needed to. Got on the floor, loose balls, created that foul. Great job switching on the last possession to kind of bottle that up. But as I've said before, you can always rely on your defense when the shots aren't falling, Udoka said in his post-game presser via the official Clutch Points account on X, formerly Twitter. A lot of good things. 8:24 shot clock violations. 30 points off their 22 turnovers. Only put them on the free throw line 9 times. That's a recipe for success on the defensive end, for sure, Udoka concluded. That's a recipe for success on the defensive end. Ime Udoka holds the Rockets to high praise after securing a tough comeback win over the Warriors, via @NBA. Alperen Sengun's double-double, 26 points, 11 rebounds, led the Rockets. Jabari Smith finished with 15 points, and Green added 12 points and 3 steals. Jonathan Kuminga's 20 points and 7 rebounds led the Warriors. Curry scored 19 points, and Buddy Hield finished with 15 points. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Dilon Brooks? Leave your opinion in the comments.